Hey guys, lovely to be with you. It's Susannah Cole here from The Good Property Company. So remember, like and subscribe to the channel. It will obviously give you the videos out first, but also you're helping your community because it helps other people get to see the channel, and it's a straight speaking channel on properties, you know. And also have a look at my website, thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. You probably know we did £45 million worth of property, sourced at an agreed purchase price of 30 million quid. I went from a skint single parent to multi-millionaire. I'm just finishing a 6-week travel around Thailand. I'm in the heart of Chinatown in a beautiful boutique hotel, doing a couple of videos for you before I go out and enjoy my second last night. And the only way I could move from kind of counting the month and the money to this place of like, woo, is property. So I want to share the information I gained from all of that experience with you, both through my website, which is thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk, but also the YouTube channel as well. So like and subscribe. So the question, and I know I shouldn't have favorites, but Anne-Marie Littler is one of my students, and I always enjoy conversations with her, internet conversations with her, her coming on the webinars and just seeing what she's up to. She does some really good deals and she's got a brilliant heart as well. The conversation was, if you are deal packaging, basically if you're sourcing a deal from an estate agent and your intention is to package it on to sell it for a fee to an investor, so a typical 300 grand house at 5% fee, that will give you 15 grand. Very nice, typically 8 to 10 to 12 weeks paid. Very nice indeed. Do you need to have it actually under offer? And how does that work if the market is a bit crazy? So 2 questions. The first answer to it is yes. I would never even start to think about packaging a deal onto investor unless I had it under offer. Now, how does that work? If maybe you haven't yet got the investor agreed the property before you've actually agreed the property. You get what I mean? You put it in your name. You're like, oh yeah, so how we work is I buy deals with my own money and I work with investors who also put their money in to buy deals, okay? And so I represent a much larger group than just my own funds, so I'm a pretty good person for you to work with, and I'd love to work with you on a number of deals. On this particular one, we're going to put it under my name. Thank you. So the contract comes into your name, you start the deal conveyancing process. It's always a risk because of course you're paying a lawyer to do a process that really you need for somebody else, but all they're doing at this point is checking the contract, starting the inquiry, so no big deal. As long as you're prepared to lose a couple £100 quid on paying the lawyer if ever you lose the deal, which of course you're not going to do. And then you sell it like mad to your investors, okay? So at the early stage, I would be like, okay, put it in my name. And then I'd be picking up the phone and selling it to my investors. Later on, because we kept running investor days and we had a good reputation and we'd done deal after deal after deal. I mean, we were typically doing between 48 and 53 deals a year. So it was pretty more or less one a week. So by that point, we'd kind of cranked the handle. We were running investor days every 2 weeks. So we had investors coming in, we had deals coming in. So it was quite a nice flow. But until you're kind of flowing, you're a bit like staccato, aren't you? So you'll probably be picking up the phone and selling it to your investors. And at that point, your investors will sign the deal package agreement. There is one on my website if you need to download one. Mine cost me £2,000, so you can get it for a lot cheaper than that. And they put a reservation fee across to you. And at that point, you then phone up the estate agent. You say, oh, by the way, it's actually not going to be me that's buying this particular one. It's going to be investor Joe Bloggs. So if you can just change the contract to Joe Bloggs, you tell the lawyer, because your investor always works with your sets of lawyers. They never work with their own lawyer. You typically will have the panel of 3. I go into this in other videos on deal sourcing. You tell the lawyer, okay, change my name to Joe Bloggs' name, and then Joe Bloggs will need to do the client care pack for the lawyer. So it's just like a simple kind of hand the baton on, off they go, onto the relay. So you would not put a deal out to your investors until you had it agreed with the estate agent, and then if in the early days, before you've got a real flow of deals, flow of investors, you're sort of a bit staccato, that's how you do the kind of hand the baton transfer, okay? So I hope that has been useful. I have never put a deal out to investors unless I already had it under offer, except we sourced from 4 routes: so auctions, estate agents, direct to vendor, direct to house. Okay, direct to vendor, direct to house, direct to estate agents always get the deal under offer before it goes out to an investor. Auctions, different, isn't it? Now, we would often get a deal under offer pre-auction and then put it out to our investors. But even then, we would do it one by one, because we once had somebody who was a bit naughty. So we would probably pick some of our really committed, easy to work with investors and start with them first, because we tried and tested them out. But there's another scenario, and I did once go to auction with, I think it was 30 investors trying to buy 30 different deals, and we got 7. So at auction, my stats are you buy 1 and 4. So 30 divided by 7 is actually 4.5. 30 divided by 4 is actually 7.5, isn't it? Or 7 and a bit. So basically, we got the number I expected. So we had 30 different investors, 30 different deals, and they were all matched 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. Now, it was a lot of admin, because I wouldn't go to auction with an investor unless we'd agreed a top price we were going for, and they'd paid £1,000 reservation fee. So we had 30 grand coming over in £1,000 reservation fees, and then we got 7 deals. So then they were like good to go. Here we go. That was a horse, by the way. But then we had to refund £23,000 worth of reservation fees because we didn't get those deals at auction. So that's the only time when I would put an investor with a house before it's agreed, is if you've actually agreed that you're going to bid on it at auction. Now, why would an investor not just go straight to auction? Well, number 1, they wouldn't have spotted the deal. Number 2, they trust you. Number 3, you've got expertise in your area and they may well not come from your area. Okay. Number 4, they may be inexperienced at auction. And number 5, they just don't want to do any work. You do all the work. So we found that was a really useful way to increase the deal flow, to satisfy our investors, to get great deals. But we never, ever, once, ever went over our top budget, even though, as you could tell, it would earn us more money because we would get 5% of the purchase price. We always treated every single deal as if we were going to buy it ourselves. Yeah. So there you go. Anne-Marie Littler, keep going woman, you're cracking. And that was her question. Do you always have to have a deal agreed when you're deal packaging before you put it out to an investor? Yes, yes, yes. No, not when you're doing an auction, but you would have the legal agreement signed, you'd have the investor already sorted out with the lawyers, you'd have the £1,000 deposit put across, which you're ready to refund the next day if you don't get the deal. Okay, so they're still committed, aren't they? I hope that's useful. If you need more information, well, there's a couple of places to go. There is my website. It's called thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. I have checklists on there for you guys. I've got the 101 lessons pack, which is free to download, which is stacked. I've got amazing in-depth academies for you guys, occasionally bundles. I've got on-demand webinars, sometimes just occasionally, not very often. Sometimes I'll do a live webinar. And again, sometimes very occasionally, not all the time, I've got one-to-one sessions because I enjoy working with you guys. So there's a lot on that website there to help you on flipping, on deal sourcing, on finding investors, and on getting started. And then of course here, the YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps you get the videos first, which is brilliant. It also helps to grow our community. And as you know, I'm one of the straight speakers. I talk the truth. I say it how it is. I tell you the truth about property. Straightforward. And it's good that there are people like me in our industry for other people to go, do you know what? If she can do it and she can do it in that manner, yeah, I'm up for it. So it'll help your community as well. So if you could, I'd be so appreciative if you subscribed and if you maybe like this video as well. So my afternoon is going to be rather fun. Noodling through Chinatown, off to see my tailor, then off to see this sunset in Bangkok, and then tomorrow Mandarin Orient Hotel for afternoon tea after a boat trip around the river. I know that you might be at a different stage of kind of getting into property, but I hope you can embrace the fun that property is, and also just be so glad that you've made the decision to get into property because it's the right decision. And I absolutely wish you good luck. All right, sourcing discounted deals is how you make serious money in property, but how do you start? Free checklist. Click, link, download now.